You know, and I think every coach will tell you this. You know, one of the keys to being a mentally tough person in every facet of your life is not worrying about things that's out of your control. You know, when you have things that are out of your control and you spend your time worrying about those, then you're losing sight of the process. You know, when you walk into a locker room to address your team and you look at every eyeball, at every face, and those are your guys. You know, and usually, what did you inherit? You know, where was the program when you first got here? That would usually tell how quickly your ascension will be. But the strength of our team this year is not 1 through 5. You know, the strength of our team is 1 through 10 or 1 through 11. You know, we have, we've had a game and a scrimmage against 2 other universities, and that's coming into play. You know, Baylor, for instance, we're not as good as Baylor 1 through 5. The reason we were able to play with them for 40 minutes was 1 through 10. You know, outside of Rob, every position, there's really not a drop-off when we substitute. And it's really irrelevant outside of Rob who we start. You know, we've got 2 competent point guards in Corey Davis and Galen Robinson. You know, you got Wes Van Beck and Armani Brooks. You've got Devin Davis and Fabian White. You've got Breon Brady, Nurazana, and Chris Harris. Those guys are a little ahead at that position. You got Cedric Alley, who's only been practicing 1 week. I've only seen him a week since August on the court. He's starting to come on. He played well in the on this past Saturday. So, you know, our strength is our depth, and it's after having very little depth, obviously, the last few years, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. You know, and it's not, you know, I'm not a little league coach where I'm trying to get everybody minutes. You know, my obligation is to win. I'm not into keeping anybody happy here. That's never been my goal. But being able to play at a fast pace is what we want to do. And when you only have 1 point guard, that's hard to do, especially if that kid plays hard defensively. And I thought that was one of the things that hurt us last year. The year before, we had Ronnie Johnson and Galen, and we were able to play fast. Now we're back in a position where our pace can stay at a good clip. And then, you know, we have a guy that can really score the basketball in Rob Gray. So I'm excited about this team. I'm excited about every team, obviously. You know, this time of year, there's optimism, even if it's cautious, with all 351 Division I schools. So, and I'm no different than any other coach. I like my team, and I'm going to like them until I don't like them.
What are your thoughts on having Wichita State in the conference and what it means to the conference?
Well, I thought it was a great move for our conference. It would be like ACC getting Louisville. You know, anytime you can raise your brand, it's a good thing. You know, Wichita State has had great success in the NCAA tournament. Most people don't remember them during the regular season because they're not on TV a lot nationally. But they're going to be on TV a lot nationally, and every time they are, they're going to be carrying the American Athletic Conference banner. But I think they're part of a deep conference this year. You know, Wichita State and Cincinnati, to me, are the 2 best teams in the league. Cincinnati's really good. Wichita State's really, really good. But so is Central Florida. So is Temple. So is SMU. So is Connecticut. So is Houston. Tulsa. It's going to be way better than you think. Don't ever sleep on that Orlando Smith dude over there at Memphis now. But I think you can go down the list and see where there's improvement at every school in our conference. And that includes Memphis. I don't care what they lost. They still got Tubby Smith coaching that team. I like their chances. But the strength of our conference is, I think, the coaches in our league. Every school's got a good coach, and that's where it starts. You know, coaches have to have a plan. They got to recruit. And they got to coach. You know, and I look at some of these early scores coming in from these charity games that are being played. You know, Tulane beating LSU. I'm drawing a blank on some of the other scores I heard our guys talk about, but Memphis playing North Carolina tough. Us beating Baylor. There's four or five teams that has some good early wins that tells a little bit that this league will be pretty tough this year.
Kelvin, from a